They see a mask. The guy in the mask, the same mask that buried her alive. Hello and welcome back to the ScareTrack YouTube channel, here for another episode of movie reviews. We watch all the haunt / escape room genre style horrors and review them here on the ScareTrack channel. But remember to subscribe and check out our website scaretrack.co.uk to check out all our podcasts, scare cams, coaster track and much more. So let's get into today's episode, which is all about the Houses October Built 2, or if you're here in the UK, the Blue Skeleton. Now, before I go any further, please be aware there are lots of spoilers in this review, so if you haven't seen the film yet or you want to be spoiler free, please stop now and check this out after you've seen the film. I really highly recommend that you do go watch it. So this film starts basically how the first film started. You see the main female protagonist in the car boot or in the trunk getting taken to what we know is a buried alive style experience. Long story short, the police come, they intervene, she's not there, she's taken to an unknown location and she's safe and sound. She's just been told to go. So now it's time to check out the news, and as we saw last year, this girl was buried alive in a coffin. She is now known as Coffin Girl. Along with her friends who are also buried alive, they are now kind of little mini celebrities in the haunt / scare attraction world, and Coffin Girl got millions of views and thousands of people were watching live as she was buried alive in the coffin. Now it turns out that it could have just been a haunt this whole time, or was it attempted murder, and would something have happened if the police hadn't intervened? So as I say, this is now a year on, so it's basically the next year's Halloween, and it's time for the gang to get back together, and they are going to go around loads of haunts, loads of attractions, and basically promote them. They're getting paid to go to these haunts and promote. Now it's a group of the guys that go around first, but really everyone just wants Coffin Girl. She's the one with the views, she's the one with this sort of celebrity status, but as you can imagine, she was terrified in the first film and she wants nothing of it. There's even a little clip of the main two guys going to ScareCon here in the UK and doing a bit of a talk on the stage. And that's basically what their life has become, turned this Halloween throughout the closed season. They're going around haunts and they're promoting the industry. But they need Coffin Girl. She is the clickbait. She is the one that people want to see, as she's the one who got all those views. Now, as you can imagine, this is played really well. Coffin Girl was terrified last year, and you could feel how scared she was. She wants nothing a part of this. She is going to take a little bit of convincing, but the convincing effort, it pays off. Basically, she joins them on the tour after a few nights in. So with a little bit of convincing and her joining the tour a little bit late, it was time for the gang to be back together and basically kind of do what we sort of do, just go around haunts and check them out and broadcast them and let the world know all about scare attractions and haunts. They promised her they're not doing anything extreme. They said it's nothing intense, it's just going to be a fun trailer ride, a little haunted house. It's going to be the fun Halloween stuff that we all know and love. So she's in, and so far so good. A big bulk of this movie is actually quite fun. There's not a lot of scares in it whatsoever. Now, if this was the first film, I think that would be a hindrance, as people basically watch a horror to get scared. However, the fact that the first film was so intense and finding the most extreme attraction right from the outset, it's kind of nice to have a break from that and just see this gang of friends enjoying themselves. They go to a trailer ride, they go to a zombie race, they go to a brains hot dog sort of eating challenge, and the first hour of this film is just those guys having fun at Halloween. Basically what Coffin Girl wanted from the first film. Now, you could argue this film is a little bit slower going than the first one, and like I say, I enjoy that purely because you're just seeing these people have fun in a Halloween world. It's what we love, and that's why we review these movies. We're not just going to review any horror, it's the haunt subgenre, and we love the haunt scene, we love the scare attraction scene here in the UK, so it's quite enjoyable as a fan of the industry to watch these people enjoy it. However, things aren't always as they seem, as the word hellbent pops up. So, hellbent. More importantly, the words seek out hellbent. That basically, I think, is another underground haunt that these people, well, the main guys definitely want to check out. There was an actor in the first maze where he says, if you want something intense, and I know you guys do, seek out hellbent. They then go to an escape room, which was awesome that they actually covered an escape room in this film. There's a huge boom in escape rooms, especially horror escape rooms in the US and UK industry. So it's great that they covered that in the film. And again, the crazy guy that owns that says seek out hellbent. So already we are seeing a few things just dipped into the fun and games of Halloween. Hellbent, that's going to be our conclusion. Before we continue, check out our sponsor, UK Haunters, the first ever UK scare attraction documentary. So we're almost towards the sort of last half hour of this film. We have Coffin Girl on board, and just as well, because throughout the film they were getting cancellations from lots of haunts saying, we don't want you there unless Coffin Girl is. I mean, it makes sense. You want the girl that has all the downloads, the girl that has all the views and the popularity. Why do you think I bring Hannah to scare attractions? So then they go to a haunt which is basically an adults only haunt. There's boobs, there's sexiness, there's extreme style, there's sexual content. It seems pretty awesome and I want to go there, but that gets more intense. That gets a little bit too much for Coffin Girl. So although this extreme haunt isn't quite tie you down and gag you, it is very intense, very visual and very in your face. And then at the end, they see someone who they did not want to see. Coffin Girl sees a guy in a mask. The guy who was wearing the same mask that has, one, been following them, but only we know that, but two, it's the same guy that buried her alive. So now it's starting to get a little bit real. Like, we have seen this guy kind of follow them on their tour. We know that he's gone into a haunt. The haunt owner says that that's not one of his actors. So who is this guy? And are they going to seek out Hellbent? So things really do start kicking off after they visit this more adult style haunt. Coffin Girl wants nothing more to do with this tour, but for that little bit of extra money, she decides she'll stay for maybe one more night. So they all go to sleep, it's all fine, until they get, I'm going to say, gassed out so they don't wake up, and someone drives their RV. And again, it's a nice RV. They drive their RV, they wake up, all of a sudden they are at Hellbent. They have inadvertently sought out Hellbent. Now, I don't want to tell you much about what happens in these last 15 minutes, but one of the best visuals of this film, and you need to watch this film purely for this, is the guy with a massive chainsaw. It is humongous and the visual is just stunning. There's actually lots of visually stunning pieces in this film. This film, they introduce a drone because, again, it's a found footage film, so you wouldn't make sense having some really nice big high bird's eye view shots. It makes sense to introduce a drone to the driver so he can film what's happening. It worked well and it gave us some really beautiful shots throughout this film. There's some great scenography, some haunts look beautiful, and Hellbent at the end is in a unused old, I really don't know what it is, it's by the sea, but it's a perfect location for a scare attraction. Now, the last 15 minutes, I'm not going to tell you anything about. Yes, I've given you lots of spoilers here, and if you've seen the film, you know exactly what I'm talking about in these last 15 minutes. It has twist after twist, and it is absolutely freaking awesome. This whole film, like I say, is slightly slow going, but it does feel more relaxed and more real, less forced. It feels like I'm just, for the first sort of hour, 10 minutes, watching a group of friends having a fantastic time at some haunts. Then, as things go a little bit darker, they're seeking out Hellbent. The last 15 to 20 minutes is just insane. It's got you on the edge of your seat. You don't know what's real and what's fake. It is exciting, it is terrifying, and it really does give it a double thumbs up from me. I watched it with Hannah and we both watched the film going, wow, what an awesome ending. The first film, I really enjoyed the ending and the fact that they were all buried alive, but I was slightly annoyed by not finding out whether it was real or not. This film, you basically find out if it's real or not. And if you haven't seen it, download it now. If you're in the UK, it's on Sky Store, so there's no excuse. So there you go, guys. In a nutshell, Blue Skeleton, or Houses October Built 2, was an awesome sequel to the first one. A very different paced style of film, a lot slower, a lot more relaxed, but it felt less forced. Then that last 15 to 20 minutes is just an onslaught of horror, some fantastic visual effects. You watch this and go, holy hell, what the hell's happening to all her friends? And again, I just feel sorry for Coffin Girl, and a fantastic performance too. So thank you for watching this movie review, guys. Like I said at the beginning, make sure you go to our website, scaretrack.co.uk, to check out everything we do here at ScareTrack. And be sure to click that subscribe button, click the bell icon as well, so you know as soon as we release a video. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you next time.